Only for a second. Go back. Alright? So when he does the pull, I only do it as long as he's doing the pull. If I'm still doing this and he stops, he goes out the other way. Good. So the defense for the hold is subtle. So I'm only doing things as long as that's his action. So if he pulls away from me, I stop as soon as he's done with it, and I push the other way. And then he tries to pull the other way, I push my head. So it's all about there is no position where you can sit in. Right. You're right. Yeah, right. So yeah, you can lift it. But it's all about how much conservation of energy. Minimum amount of effort with maximum amount of results. You have to do all this to stop him. You're doing something wrong. If it takes that much energy, you're better off going for the leg lock. I hope that was good. That was the opposite. That's what I was aiming for. But everybody got it? Any other things you ran into with our hold? John, what did you run into? Remember? Same thing, right? Tucking their head. Okay? Okay? You run into. So you're making sure that you keep your leg away from them. Especially me. I like to get a hold. I like to get a hold of this leg. From here, easy to roll them. One. Nice lock from here. If I lose this, I can always, groin ripper, or I can just let him continue to roll and take the back. And I'm all set. Personally, I'm not. I'm going to stop at this truck. Those are my favorites. Okay? Yep.
What if you can't get the leg?
So there's a lot of things that can go into helping you get the leg. Remember, you have a hand here. Now, so I got a trick on it. If I do this openly, obviously, but what happens when I start doing this? Oh yeah, you start to get the leg up. Alright. So I move in, he's trying to avoid it. I start going in, so I want him to, start thinking he's doing the right thing. So as I move away, I'm going to use this hand to guide my leg into position. Once I get this hook, I make sure I grapevine, really important. Because he wants to, if I do this improperly, he wants to put my foot at my head, or, that escape circle. But once I grapevine, there is no out from here. Because when he pulls, it actually goes into his own arm. I stay straight, he's bent. Grip the head, roll him, keeping the hand behind. I can circle through and complete it, or I can stop here if it's tight enough. And I want to just keep my head up so this arm doesn't escape, and give it a twist. If he gets this arm out, I'll go right into the truck position. I bring my legs up, chill out. I have banana split. I have groin ripper, or I can go for the ankle locks or muscle crusher. There you go. I also have.
How are you going to think of all this at that time?
Once you train them, I can do all these within like a second when I'm wrong. Or you got different toe holds, okay? Or you have your straight ankle locks, different variations. Or you can just kick them over. Okay? So when it comes, so a lot of times people think about what techniques can I do to make him do this? Well, it's really difficult to make anyone do something. Everybody knows that. You try to, if I told you, go pick up a pizza for me. Like, huh? But if you make it their idea, like that motion, I'm not trying to get at his leg. I'm trying to make him think like he's doing the right thing. Oh, crud, that was wrong. Okay, so that's called sen no sen. action with knowledge of the reaction. I punch at his stomach so his hands go down so I can punch him in the face. Because I know he's not just gonna leave his hands open or he gets hit. So if he didn't move his legs, I'd do the escape that way. Just in case. I went to do a front kick, to make his hands go down. If he didn't block, do the front kick. If he did block, I'm going to throw the punch. Okay? That concept translates into your throws also. Okay? You're not going to be able, this is just for practice. This 1, 2, that's just for practice. That's how you practice the technique. Eventually you make it into their idea. So I push away so that he thinks that's the idea. Oh, this is the proper response. People who have the proper response are predictable. High-ranked BJJ guys that only have that one style of doing things, this is the escape I use. Predictable. Oh, really? Show me that escape again? Oh, that's the way you do that? Okay. So, you really gotta, the higher levels of strategy, the higher levels of grappling, it becomes, I'm gonna do this because I know your response, you know my response to your response because I know your, it's layer upon layer of, minute things of, so, but at the basic level, if I wanted him to go forward in terms of self-defense, forward. Wanted him to bend back. So, in terms of self-defense, making it his idea is very simple. I'm going to hit you, or you're going to do what I want you to do. I got it behind him, but he's isolated my arm. Well, I'm going to do this till you let go. Okay? So, are there any other questions? Those are good questions. But yeah, that's my favorite escape. That's the one I do to people all the time. Or, I do the crucifix, which I love. If I can get this arm out, I hook, sink, and I can go in the crucifix lock from here. I can go into reverse triangles from here. I can do all sorts of just horrible, horrible things beyond any imagining thereof. I can lock this leg over. Neck crank. I can also do nerve attacks using my wrist from this position so it looks like a choke to the referee, but really it's not. Okay? In terms of self-defense, unless I'm covering the mouth, so that when the ref finally decides to stop the fight, because this isn't going anywhere, he's either passed out or decided to go. Right? That's awesome. Covering the mouth for MMA is awesome because, and then later rounds it's he's gulping air because you just spent time. If you cover your mouth and try breathing for like a minute, it's like that claustrophobic feeling of. And then finally when you let go, it's like. And after that, you're not quite right for another hour. Okay, so things like that. But yeah, so the crucifix or the twister are my favorite escapes to the side control. Okay. Any other questions? Questions on submission or anything before we end? No? Got the bucket again. Actually, I'll have Taylor. I'll have you go fill the bucket real quick. So he's not gonna fill. Right. You can do this without ever letting go, which is cool. Okay. Because remember when go back to the throwing position. Okay. So from the throwing position, we keep hold of the arm. Okay, 1 for safety, because now this kind of allows me to unravel. But 2, because he wants to be able to fit under my arm. So when he comes down into the case up, he can fit right underneath my arm. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, so go ahead. 5 meters. Start from the shoulder down, arm up. Got there, you're a cinch up to grab. You're going to end up facing. Time to Facebook?
Record. Just record.
You record? Okay. One thing I don't regret, like this, now head back there. Okay.
get that too far back. Okay. Might not be able to, but it's not easy. So I'm gonna try and get Is that cool? Probably didn't know you could be right.
Alright, so yeah, okay, so you got the idea? Alright, I can recognize that MMA. Yeah.
It's only gay if you make eye contact. It's only gay if you make eye contact.
See how I'm kind of misplaced? Okay? So when so I'm here, if he strains his arm, I gotta adjust and roll his hand over. Okay? So I'm making sure I'm on that elbow. I'm gonna put my weight down and push up with the arm. So if you're trying to push and pull by your arms alone, it's not going. Put my weight down. I'm actually pulling my arm off the ground by gluing his hand to the ground. Okay? So it can't be just a push down. It's going to hit the floor, especially if he's got really good elbows. It's not going to work. I need my weight down and up. Okay? Same thing from the other side. Because I want to make sure my weight's a little bit past, my weight's down. Once it's on the floor, I'm going to bring my elbow off. Okay? If you do the kimura to it, so he straightens his arm, same thing. You got to roll that thumb to the ceiling, adjust your hand so it's underneath the elbow, and pull your arm off the ground. This arm off the ground.
Okay.
Okay?
Great and full.
Exactly right. The push isn't enough. It's going to hit the ground, depending on his arms. Maybe there's some guys that will tap before you even get there. But I like to have that glued, and lift the elbow off the ground.
Okay.
Close guard. If it's me, if I'm in close guard, I'm always going to break him down.
Okay.
Always go to your 10th plan, go to shitty mission control, break him down. Break them down. Okay? Any of those clinching guards is what I would suggest from a close guard. But if you're not a good close guard guy, you need to be away. You need to be in here. Okay? Because from here, this is where the sweeps are. These are where all your techniques are. Okay? Your close guard, clinch up.
Okay.
If you are, this is the worst place to be. Hands in the hips with your feet closed. Move out.
Okay.
Get away from it. Okay? That's where you're going to expose the arms. Yeah, a lot of people, they close that legs and they're like, I'm not letting go. To let go is bad. Okay? The problem is, if you're in closed guard and he opens it, you're 2 seconds away from being passed. Don't go think closed guard no more. With his weights on my hips, and pop, and suck yourself away. Start gripping the arms. Start breaking them down. That's where you got to start moving from. There are a lot of guys, well, not a lot. There are some guys that are just so awesome at the closed guard. They can do anything from there. I'm not one of them. I don't like to be there. It's like the difference between your outboxer and your inboxer.
Right.
The outboxer will never be an inboxer.
Yeah.
He wants to stick and move. He doesn't want to go in there. You know, it's the same thing with the guards. You got some guys that are just closed guard guys.
Okay.
You know, actually there's two. So you got your clinch guard, your closed guard, and then your open guard. Okay? If you are finding your closed guard is getting passed all the time, you're not a closed guard guy.
Okay.
Okay? So you're not going to be able to defend every single position. You got to be able to go, okay, I understand. I'll wait here for it. Oh crap, you know? Me, if I'm here and I feel it, and he's nice and postured, I'd like to be in butterfly.
Okay.
Awesome place. Or I might just let him pass one leg, so I can go to my half guard. I love half guard. I'll be here all day. I have no other use for any other. I'll just play half guard.
Right.
Okay? You know, clinch up, be unstable, move them, you know, things like that.
Okay.
Okay? So you got to figure out, are you a closed guard guy, a clinch guy, or are you a, open guard type guy? If you're an MMA, you better get comfortable with the clinch guard. Real quick. Pick one of them. You know, there is no he postures and breaks your guard. He rears up and punches you in the face till you go open your leg any faster. Okay, so clinch guard is all you got. Or the open, some certain people are just awesome with the open guard, even in MMA. But yeah.
Okay. I think I got one more.
My way, I touch my feet in his hips. And I stay lucid. A lot of guys will break down and you over with their arm. Once they bend your elbow, it's hard to get out. I'm up here. I'm letting my feet and my knees do the work. When he tries to scoot up, my feet keep him where I need him. He can't hook my feet when they're up here.
Okay.
Yes, there are ways to, bump and try to get out, but I know them. So, I'm like, okay, you can go that way. Really? Would you not do that? That's what I want. That's what I want to force him to do. But if he doesn't do that, I'm just going to get higher and higher until, hello, arm. How are you doing? Or you can go to your monkey mount. That's all. It's a special K. So your go-go platform, so your arm bars.
Okay, what about when you're there in mount and someone like just turtles yeah.
Right? So they just go suck their arms in, I'm not giving you alone, I'm not giving you anything.
Right.
Look at that. Yeah! Did you see what his arm did too? So, as soon as he starts paying attention to this, when I start attacking his feet.
Okay.
Oh, grip. Not getting this arm back. Once you grip this way, there's no getting this arm back. Once you do have this really down, arm bar all day long. Or maybe you just decide that you want fifth arm bar here, or you want to go to spike. Okay? Really good controls. Okay? But, so, guys who think there's only one thing I can attack with, that's when they're fueling up, can't get any chokes, can't get any arm bars, crap. You need to remind them. There's other stuff. Oh no, now he's trying to push me off, or push me down. Oh look! His arm is open! I gotta make it his idea. If you have something specific that you want to attack, you gotta make it his idea to give it to you.
Okay.
It's gotta be, it felt like a good idea at the time. Crap, that was a really stupid idea. Okay? Yeah, right, yeah. It's the times where, man, I want that. Gee, I wonder what he wants. He gets his arm. He keeps tugging on it. You know? So, yeah, as long as he knows that these are what you're going to attack, especially in mount, that's what they're going to not let you have. Same thing in rope guard. A lot of guys will just shut it down by going, no, I'm set. I'll be here. Till you give up. I'm done. they won't try to pass, and because they realize the more they try to pass, the deeper they go.
Right.
Crap, a little closer. Crap, there my neck. Oh crap, there goes my arm. Okay? So you gotta make it their idea. You gotta make it to the point where they thought it was a good idea to give up that protection. Because they were trying to stop something. Oh crap, my arm is straight.
Okay.
Yep. So the stepping over to your reverse face and starting threatening some of that stuff. Back to guard, grabbing the arm as you go. It's always fun.
Okay.
You know, it's a great way to do it. Yep, they do a question. Oh, how do you do a triangle choke from rubber? How do you do a triangle choke from rubber? Alright. This is one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Which one you?
This is what I've gotten close on Mickey with a lot of times. Okay, so I'll give you an easy one. Okay? So, you have rubber guard, right? Okay, which arm are you going to get out of the way to get to the triangle? No, I don't need, I have this, but I need this arm out of the way. So I need to make it an idea that I need it this way. Now I'm going to pass off to knee hooks.
Throw that on Facebook and tag me,
Boom. Boom.
so people can see what's going on.
Okay. So, what I want to do is once I get a rubber guard, okay, is that I'm going to pass it up. Okay. Now, if you're flexible, you're going to grip over. If you're less flexible, you're going to grip to the armpit. Okay. You need to be on your hip. You need to be on your hip for this one. You need to be on your side. I'm going to pass my knee through. Do this in steps. You can start here, and then pass it out. Back up, pop, angle, keep hold, let the walls close in around you. Okay? So, the awesome thing with rubber guard is that you're just going to pass off that thing. If the goal is to keep them broken down, but pass them off. Boom, gripping underneath the shoulder if you have the flexibility. If you don't, you're just going to grab a nice, good shoulder blade.
So you got the normal rubber guard and then you bring it over?
Yep, so instead you're going to basically switch hands.
Okay.
So this hand needs to take care of this arm. Okay. Yeah. I get that arm, I put it up to my knee first. Once I'm ready, because once you get here, you're waiting for him to go, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Wait, what's that? Oh! Then he's going to get you. So, some guys are so quick at this that, oh man, they're so fast and smooth with it, it's not even funny. Okay? I don't do it that way, I do it inch by inch. Okay? So you get here, a lot of times you know that punch comes, swing, switch, choke, blah, blah, blah. But if you're in a grappling competition, punches aren't coming, so it's going to be one. I'm going to wait for the initial freak out second of, him, traction until I get my opportunity. Okay? So let me go. Okay? So, you want to pass off your foot. Grip, isolate, pop, and do your normal triangle sequence after that.
Thank you.
Yep. There's a lot of variations from there, but that's a standard way to do it.
Is there an arm bar for her? Or?
There are many. Alright. So we have rubber guard. I want you to go home alone. Hold it on. So I'm here, yeah? Okay? So a lot of times you can't get your zombie. Okay? So which one do I show? Okay? So I'm gonna deep hook. Okay, from here, I'm probably gonna meet him again. No. Grip. Ooh, okay. That hurt me before it hurt. It's just saying. That's not usually one of the ones I go for. I love the ones we talk about. So a lot of times the arm bars come into play when so the elbows are down, right? This is called mission pump. Back to elbows. Okay? So I'm here, lock up. Don't let me get underneath it. Boom, 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 boom. See how I put them in the middle? Okay. Look how tight that is too. And so your goal when you want to do the mission pump is you want to push the elbow to the center. Okay? You can assist with the hand. Okay? Because once you get up to your mid, you're here, right? So hold on. So you're up. Okay? So that's the one I recommend. If he has a very light guard, alright, so he's kind of loose and just kind of chilling, okay, is that you can always decide to pass that arm over. Okay, so you feel him kind of rearing up. It's time to go over. Deep up. Yeah. Use that knee and push his head away. Grab the leg, fold him over. You're done. Okay, so that's your swim move. But yeah, so those are a couple of the arm bars from rubber guard. Mastering the rubber guard. Awesome, some awesome arm bars. If you get good at them, I can't use them in competition. I practice them and I have other stuff